Hi, love.
I loathe you niggas. I loathe you. Like, really, from the soles of my feet to the top of my head. You motherfuckers make me sick.
So, what does a black woman have to do, look like, or sound like to be believed? I mean, this week has been so much. We have Halle Bailey, Keke Palmer, Skai Jackson. And currently, we're talking about Cassie, right, with the whole Diddy trial. With all those women and others that I've not mentioned, they've had tangible evidence, video footage, pictures, messages, all this evidence, but yet society doesn't believe them. So which brings the question, what do black women have to do to be believed? Somebody actually asked that in the comment section on a TikTok video, and someone was like, they have to be dead. Like, it's not funny, but like, that's it. They have to be dead to be able to be believed. Otherwise, if they just say it and give evidence, nah. They're lying. They're trying to keep a black man down.
Saw a tweet that says, I believe Megan, I believe Skai Jackson, I believe Cassie. And yeah, me too. The funny thing about these people that always say, oh, there's, let's wait for the other side of the story. Let's wait for, I'm not automatically going to assume that she's telling the truth. Women be lying all the time and blah, 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 blah. The funny thing about people that always have an excuse for abusers is that there's always an excuse for abusers. Those people never come out and actually say like, oh yeah, now that I have more evidence, I believe the victim, right? They're always picking apart the victim story. And all the accuser has to say is, I didn't do it. And they immediately believe them. Fuck is that about? Why do you guys have so much high standards for how much the victim can prove that they were abused, but y'all don't need any proof from the abuser other than I didn't do it? Crazy, huh?
But anyway, so Halle Bailey, who's a known singer and actress, who is also the Little Mermaid, filed a restraining order. This is not even alleged because I read the file. It's in the description if you want to read it for yourself. A restraining order against her ex DDG because of alleged abuse. Like, sis did not come to the internet. She went straight to the court and won. And also has been granted temporary custody of their son. And of course, the internet did what it does. So a lot of people dismissing her claims. It's right there in front of you. But anyway, this video, I don't really want to focus on them as a couple, like tea, stuff like that, but just how whenever a black woman talks about getting abused or anything of that nature, how we as a society react to that, how it's making a lot more of us not even come out with our stories because we see how other people and how society treats us when we do. Since DDG and Halle started dating, he's been airing out a lot of things on the internet, and he knows how the internet works and how it's designed to always be against women in general, obviously specifically black women we're talking about here. And also the internet usually sides with men that have women around them. Have you noticed this? Like, whenever there's a man that's getting cancelled for, it's always abuse. It's always that, especially in Hollywood, right? When it comes to Johnny Depp or who else? This guy, I forgot his name. Somehow they suddenly surround themselves with other women so that they look like they are in support of women. You know what I'm saying? And him as well, Jason Baldoni. There's something off about him, but we're not going to get into that today. There's something off about him for someone who's so, woman empowerment and stuff like that. But anyway, that's what I've seen happening with DDG. His mom has been speaking out, his sister as well. So all that sort of to make the victim of the situation look like they are the crazy one, they are the liar, they are the manipulator. So therefore, we should side with them. Let's talk about the other women for a moment, the disbelief of black women. As we saw, Keke Palmer shared a video. We also saw that video in that apartment of him doing the unspeakable to her. People still didn't believe that he was capable of that. Even though there's actual video evidence, people want to know what happened before that. What made him, what did she do to make him do that? And then there's Cassie, so much evidence, just too much. It's nasty, it's disgusting. I hate hearing about it. It's so triggering. And yet people, what their rant is, well, why did she stay? Why did she stay? Like, suddenly people aren't as, intellectually or, know anything about psychology. But as soon as a woman comes on here talking about her experience, oh, suddenly you know that she's a narcissist. Yeah, you got your degree there, but you're not using it for that. Okay. And then we have Megan Thee Stallion. Again, things happen to her. People don't believe her. Why is that? Well, there is the obvious misogynoir, which is like a toxic mix of like racism and misogyny that points black women to be, angry, masculine, and just untrustworthy. And I want to focus on that word masculine, where, what if we don't look like the perfect victim, the dainty blonde, whatever, we don't look like we could go through that, because in other people's heads, we are strong, men can't hurt us, you know what I'm saying? Because we are the protectors, of the dainty white women. So when we are in distress, people just can't imagine, they can't fathom that. And it's actually it puts us in a really dangerous place, because when people see us, they just can't imagine these things happening to us, because they have this thing, they are strong black women, all these things, and What's sad, especially when it comes to black celebrity women, is that their counterparts, whom are usually also famous sometimes, or not even famous, but just good looking, they get the public's approval, like, directly. They don't have to do nothing, and because they have a huge core fan base, they excuse their behavior. There's always some sort of excuse. I mean, there's people out there that are happy that Chris Brown got, I think he's now been taken out of jail, I think, in the UK. They're happy that the concert is still on. They don't care about what he's being charged for, because we've really tried to separate the art from the artist. I don't believe in that. I used to, but I really thought deep about it. I was like, do I really want to support somebody who is capable of such things? I mean, they could do that to me, so like, yeah, that's a conversation for another day. But like in real life, day-to-day black women, we usually not protected even by our families. We get abused, but when we speak about it to our mothers, to our families, to the people around us, they're just like telling you like, that, it's a normal part of marriage, it's a normal part of these things happen. And there's men that have come on here and said that, why are they complaining about, like, domestic violence is normal? Like, it's been normalized. The only people that are actually fighting for this are people on the internet. Because in real life, a lot of women go through abuse, whether it be physical, emotional, and like nothing is done about it, especially black women. I talk about it at their grave, at their funeral. Oh yeah, they went through this and this and that. But like when they are alive and talking about it, showing you proof, it's none of our business, it's not taken seriously. And I'm really impressed actually that Hailey got to have that restraining order, because like usually it takes a lot. It takes a lot for people to get restraining orders, especially these days. You need a lot more evidence. And that's why I believe she probably might have been quiet all this time and just really recording all this because she saw that she was in danger. And when you don't have that hardcore evidence, you don't get that restraining order. It's really hard to, I know there were people saying that, of course she's famous, she got one. I was like, no, it's not actually easy to get one, to prove, especially also when it comes to stalking and like trespassing. Like a lot of men do that, and then you talk about it, you tell the police, they're like, well, there's no evidence, maybe he was just walking by. Only when the person is physically harmed or dead, that's when things get taken seriously. Also saw this in the lawsuit that Hailey wants DDG to not talk about her and also to not post their baby online. Honestly, I think they should both stop posting that child. Like, unpopular opinion, but like I'm currently like 7 months pregnant right now. You can't see it because I'm sitting down, but like, it's a bit much from both of them, like, quite honestly, it's a bit much. Like, leave that baby, get that camera away from that baby, because they're both not protecting that baby. Imagine if all this was happening and we didn't know, we had like one picture of little Halo. I think that will make the things much better for the baby when he grows up, whatever, seeing all that, the memes. Protect that baby, okay? I think that's what Hailey should really focus on, not to only just say he shouldn't, but also she shouldn't, and really just like take that baby off social media. Take learned that from Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber. We hardly see that baby. So whatever is happening, that controversial stuff, we don't see that baby in the mixture of that. And I just think that makes everything just better. But anyway, lastly, I just wanted to point out, you know, and attack I guess the black women that like are always going to cover for the black man that's being accused of abuse where there is proof. Like, what's wrong with you?
We gotta stop choosing to believe our opinion over facts. When faced with facts, your opinion no longer matters. In addition to that, we need to start asking ourselves why when black women come up with proof and you see proof, why is your first thought to dismiss it? Even if you don't believe it, why don't you go, maybe this did happen?
What's wrong with you? Like, are you getting paid? It makes no sense to me, because why? Why is that the first thing you want to do? Why do you want to defend the abuser? Why is that the first thing that comes into your mind? And also, just to highlight that, you know, it doesn't matter how cute you look like, how much of, you know, of a princess you look like, how much of a good girl image that you have. If you are a black woman and you get abused, like, your innocence, everything is stripped, and you are seen as the Jezebel, the one that made him, you know, do this to you. And I think that's just something we need to be aware of, because when you look at all these women that have, you know, gotten, you know, this treatment, this horrible treatment, like, before any of that, people love them, but as soon as they come out and talk their truth, people villainize them, and suddenly they are, I don't know what the word is, but they're made to just like, what is it? I don't know. They look like a flower before. They're always made to look like damaged and stuff like that. And that always happens, especially to black women. You know, suddenly they're not as desired because of a man. And it's just nasty. It's nasty work. And that's why a lot of women don't come forward, because they don't want to be perceived differently afterwards, or have people question their worth afterwards. You know, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but like, it's such a sad world that we live in. And I really do hope for the best for all these women and other women that are out there quiet and silent and, you know, going through this thing that, you know, if you know your family's not gonna, you know, help you, find somebody else who will, that you know can, you know, do something about your situation. Don't stay quiet. Get that evidence as well. Get those pictures whenever you get that black eye, even though you feel like you're not gonna leave, because, you know, again, a lot of the times victims don't leave. Get that evidence, girl. Get that evidence. Always get that evidence. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about this topic. I know it's a bit sensitive. You know, talking about this type of issues. I don't like talking about it, but like, I feel like I should, because you never know who's going through this. But yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.